Hi, I'm Borkon. Glad to have you here. Welcome back. And no, I don't have any explanation for what happened in the previous episode. The coordinates for the villagers and where they are, and the chunk loaders and everything were just completely wrong. I thought I did the math, and I rechecked my notes, and I just can't explain what happened because nothing matches. The villagers are not supposed to be where they are right now. They were supposed to be in a completely different place, but I didn't put them there. The chunk loader is in the wrong place. Everything is wrong, and I cannot say something simple like, oh, I used my nether coordinates in the overworld, or I used my overworld coordinates in the nether, because that is not true. Nothing adds up, and I have no idea what happened. I have no explanation, but we need to fix it. And we need to do it well and properly so that not everything is broken. I will still fix my gold farm because that really gave me a motivation to look into it, and I will start by actually fixing the piglin bartering system, which we'll do in this episode, I really hope. Like I said before, I record these intros at the start of recording, so my plan is just that, a plan. I'm not telling you what I already did, I'm telling you what I'm planning to do. So yes, we'll fix piglin bartering today, a completely new setup, because that is of course a part of my gold farm. I mentioned before, I want my bartering to be connected to my gold farm. But first, I need to fix the mess. And the mess is, yeah, let's go over there. It's not too far, and I will show you what the problem we need to solve right now is. So I'm building this corridor here, and I'm showing the chunk borders because I do not want to break this. And yes, this mess here, these are my zombified villagers. They are already bouncing around on each other. You can see what that is doing to the performance. It's not too terrible, but it's not great. So I need to give them more space. Don't know why I thought a small hole would be good when I could have made a big hole. So I'm gonna dig out a hole that is the size of the chunk where I want them to be. It's not too far as you can see, but it's still a bit, and I need to figure out a way to move them. Don't know if I'm gonna do it with rails or if I'm just gonna have them chase me. That's probably a ridiculously terrible idea, but that might be what I do. We need to get them over here. I will not move the zombificator from the overworld because I am almost done. As you can see at the mob cap, we are at 137 zombies, so I only need 4 more. So I will just add 4 more to that pile, move them here, and everything should be right. Of course, you know that mistakes will probably happen, and I will then have to move the chunk loader and stuff like that. But for now, I believe this is correct, and if it's wrong, then it's wrong. I'm not sure if this will put the zombified villagers out of range of the gold farm. It probably should. But if it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna build a new gold farm anyway, but like I said, this first, then piglin bartering, and then we'll start looking at the gold farm. Okay, so here's the plan. It seems simple, but it has all the potential to go wrong. I will punch holes in the wall here as much as I need or can. Then I hope that the zombie villagers are gonna follow me. They're gonna run after me. I don't know if they will be able to follow me when I'm 2 blocks higher, but I've seen it happen before. So I think they will chase me, hopefully. If not, well, then we will have to rethink the plan. I run here, I run here, I run here. And as you can see, there is a little bit of stairs here, but there are stairs for me too. So I'm always 2 blocks above and they cannot reach me. And then finally I run down here onto this platform. There are trapdoors on both sides, so they should think that they can follow me, and they should fall down into this pit, which is size of exactly 1 chunk. And this is the right chunk. And in case something goes really bad, I run into here, close off the corridor behind me, hopefully, if they are not too fast, but they shouldn't be too fast. And yeah, then I run away and rethink my life choices. Let's see how this goes. Bam, bam, that should be fine, and bam, bam, bam. Oh, they are maybe following me? Is everybody coming? Hello, train of zombies. Oh, this looks awesome. Oh wow, there is a lot of them. If this goes wrong, this is gonna go wrong very quickly. Okay, let me have some blocks in my... They're still coming. I think I'm gonna take another train later. Okay, hello train of zombie villagers. They are definitely following me. Oh, this is great. This should be a roller coaster. You're running in a minecart and being chased by 150 zombies. Oh, they are even... do they think they can jump up to me? They do, so I only have to stand here. Are they dying? They are not. But they're taking damage, so they are spawning zombie reinforcement, I think it's called. Oh, that just worked! I am as surprised as you are that I actually did something to control mobs that actually worked for once. There must be some catastrophic error here. But I don't think there is. These ones are chasing me too, yeah, and they're chasing me correctly. And into there. Awesome. Bye-bye, zombies. This one is wearing correct clothes. Okay, let me fetch the last ones, and... oh, there is a lot of them still. And is this room empty? No, of course it's not empty. There is more of them. I will punch out... Okay, these were the last ones. And I have been told that the ones that have picked up blocks, unfortunately, will not count towards mob cap. And I think I had 100... Did I have 137? I think I did. So now I already lost 2 that picked up more items. But I can just refill that and have more of them chase me. This just kind of works. Hello, all of you. Yes, follow me to our new happy place. Well, not our, your new happy place. Oh, I like this. This is how I'm gonna make mob switches in the future. Just make a million zombies in one place, or zombified villagers in one place, and then just have them follow me, because this actually looks funny. I now have to test if the mob switch still works, or if I actually move them too far, because that would not be unlike me to move them wrong again, because, well, you've seen that I have messed this up. Oh, hello, where did you come from? Not sure where he came from, but, well, you have to join your friends. And I guess the best way of seeing if this works is just to take a boat a few hundred blocks in this direction, let's say 500 blocks. Yeah, 1,000 blocks, and they are still loaded. The mob cap hasn't moved. I can go as far as here. 1,200 blocks. Let's just for good measure go even further. I'm almost 100 chunks away now. And they're still loaded. The chunk loader works, everything works. Yeah, this is definitely fine. And this is quite eerie. An empty nether. I'm not hearing ghasts, and that's actually more scary than hearing ghasts. Not a single ghast, not a single skeleton, not a single anything. I like the mob switch. And how is the performance? Well, the performance hasn't really changed, so that wasn't an issue. Now, there is another thing I need to test, and this is something I discovered during my stream, is that when my storage system, or my central chunk loader for the storage system and my spawn chunks was active, it also loaded the zombies. Now they should be far enough away that they shouldn't be loaded, so I will disable the chunk loader for the zombies, and enable the chunk loader for my storage system / spawn chunks and see what happens. So this is enabled. Let's see if this one is disabled. Be green. It is green. So now my nether should be working again. And let's just do this on the nether roof, because why not? Of course, I am still loading them because I'm nearby in the area. That is expected. Actually, let me see if... Did I move them far enough away from the gold farm? No, I didn't, and I didn't really expect that, but I think like 1 or 2 more chunks? Or is the storage system chunk load. Ah, no, they are not being loaded by the storage system chunk loader. But okay, let me fly up a little bit just so we get a perfect 0. There is a 0 here. How far can I be from the gold farm before they load? Should be about here. There. Yeah. So I actually don't need to move the gold farm too far. Is this Neverways? I believe the Neverways was quite huge in this direction. Yeah, this looks about right. So I won't need to move the gold farm too much, and that is the next thing I am planning to work on, and to move the gold farm. But like I said, the first thing I want to do is to set up a new bartering system, and yes, the bartering system will be below the gold farm, just like here, except I have slightly better dimensions for how I should place it, and definitely a better bartering system. So let's work on that, but not yet, because the first step of a bartering system is a piglin catcher, because that one behind me only has 2 piglins. My new bartering system will have 24 piglins. Do I need 24 piglins? No, I don't. If you go back to that episode, which was a very early episode, I did my piglin math and I said that this gold farm can only feed 2.5 piglins. This is still true, but I definitely want a ridiculously, completely, totally, and utterly overpowered piglin bartering system that can eat up all my gold immediately. That makes me think, do I really want a piglin bartering system next to the gold farm if my piglin bartering system can eat up my gold much faster? Maybe? Maybe not. I'll do it anyway because I don't think it should matter, and it is not too awful performance to have the bartering system next to the gold farm. So yeah, I'll do that anyway. I'm looking forward to my next clip where I'll have signs around my head saying that I'm an idiot. And, well, you're an idiot, you fix it, you're no longer an idiot. That's how it works. And even after moving the zombie villagers, I could move the AFK spot on the Ghast farm, and it seems to be working. But there is a bug. I can't move much more in that direction, so I can't move it closer, but I'm not hearing the ghasts. The noise is gone, and as soon as I move here, I get the noise, but they will no longer spawn, because here I get the zombies. You can see, as soon as I get close here, the zombies disappear from the mob cap. Oh, maybe I could just lower the AFK spot a few blocks and I could hear the ghasts. Because that is an... Oh, but I can't hear those anyway. Yeah, that is an important feature of the Ghast farm. You want to hear the screams. It's a scream farm, mostly. It's not the tears. Well, it's the tears. The tears that come from screaming or something. Anyway, I need to test something. I'm gonna set the reference point to this point and see if I got all the parts of the farm right. They shouldn't be spawning now, so I'm fine. I could actually land here. Just avoid the roses. And 128 blocks away... 120 blocks actually, not 128. And 120 blocks away here. And how did I turn this on? I already Oh, it's completely filled, so that's why I can't turn it on. And yeah, like I said, even though I disabled the mob farm, I still have a gunpowder farm. There is plenty of gunpowder here. So, this is fixed too. Let me just punch the scaffolding. Punch the scaffolding. Oh, I should definitely, like we learned when we built this thing, do not be seen by the ghasts, because they will ruin everything, including the farm, and it's a real pain to fix it. I still have the fires everywhere on the roof here to remind me how much of a pain building this was. Yeah, oh, we can hear them if they're close. So maybe this sign is not perfect anymore, but it's good enough. Right, so the Ghast farm fixed. That was just another thing I wanted to get done, but now we need to locate a crimson forest that is far enough away from the stupid villagers And I need to farm some piglins. And most of you probably haven't seen when I was farming my piglins here for the piglin bartering system, but it was a terrible, terrible setup. I want to have a semi-permanent setup for this. I don't want to get chased by piglins, I want to deal with them with rails, so I need to find a good crimson forest where I don't get the zombies and try to find some piglins. Oh, there we go. Here is a good spot. I'm gonna improvise it, and I'm gonna regret it, and then I'm gonna do a proper design, and it's gonna be fine. Let's start by improvising the farm-ish contraption here, and let's see what happens. Alright, let's see if this setup works. Of course, I'm just got a hoglin, no piglins yet, but this should work in theory. It will probably punch me. So I will have to clean up the hoglins manually. Oh, of course, it doesn't work because this is a little bit awkward. I need to put the minecart back. Yeah, I will have many more minecarts here when this is finished, but in theory this should work. And it does. Awesome. So the idea here, I will have lots of piglins spawning here, or at least a few. I might need to make this bigger. I will jump down from my AFK spot, which you can't see up there because it's still not there yet. I will name tag them, and then I will get the piglins I need for future use. That's basically it. And yeah, let's get rid of that guy, because I don't want any hoglins. This is almost unfair, but life's not fair. The next step is to find a place for the gold farm. And, as you can see, I'm still loading the villagers, and if I step to this block, I'm no longer loading them. I want the gold farm to still be close to my main portal to the base, because, well, it's convenient, of course. I want to have it close because it's my main source of experience and repair. So I should just put it somewhere here. Everything around me is never waste, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. I don't even think I need to go that far from this spot, because the spawning platform, the maximum spawning platform is 23 or 4 blocks, something like that. I don't remember exactly, doesn't really matter. If we put it 30 blocks this way, and I mean put the center of the farm about here, we should be perfectly fine. So if I decide that, for example, this is the center of the gold farm, then the bartering setup should be somewhere under here. The bartering setup can stick out from the farm and actually be inside the area where the villagers are loaded. That shouldn't matter too much. It will be kind of laggy, so I probably don't want that. But it is an option if I want to go for that. But I probably will just build it just in the middle here, and I will decide later exactly where the gold farm should be. By the way, can I just say that I am very, very disappointed with the Minecraft community that nobody has ever told me the big secret for happiness when building. You know what the secret for happiness when building in Minecraft is? A beacon with jump boost. Why has nobody told me this? Why did I have to discover it for myself? It is the greatest thing ever, because now I'm not falling through my holes. Well, I still am, but at least the bits that take a little bit to get to, I can just jump. 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 See this? Jump boost. Beacon while building is awesome. Back to building. Alright, the farm is built, and, well, yeah, it still kind of looks like just a blob of machinery, but it has some nice features, and especially this thing that the old one didn't have, and it is a floor. And it's actually 1 block up, which means that I have space to actually build a building around this eventually. And no, I have not designed the building. And also the shulker box loaders, all of these are shulker box loaders, and they're accessible from below rather than from the floor. This gives me even more space here to work with. So yeah, I think I've done a little bit better job than that thing, because that thing barely fit. And also, if you look carefully, it is actually prepared for loading the piglins. It's not that I just have to improvise something. I have actually thought about the problem of getting the stupid piglins in, so I should have a little less trouble than before. Now I need to build a railway. I think it's in that direction. I have to check, and it's actually quite a bit away. I think it's 400 blocks, but yeah, build the railway, get the piglins in, and then when this thing is running, I'll explain what's going on. And yeah, this is the piglin temporary farm, and I just realized that rather than building 400 blocks of rail, which this is almost 500, I found the Crimson Forest much closer. I mean, like 60 blocks from where my bartering farm is gonna be. So yeah, let's build there instead. It's not like this is a very complex and sophisticated build that will take 10 hours to reproduce. So let's do this right. And by right, I mean let's do it the lazy way, because it's easier. Yeah, so here was the nearest Crimson Forest. It's just a stone's throw away. Let's build the temporary spawning platform here. Right, yeah, that's much better. So, let's try this again. Building rails, except a much shorter distance this time. I'm mostly just getting hoglins to spawn here, so let's try to improve that. I think it should be possible to just block them from spawning by making sure that they don't have any spawning spaces. Something like this. Can I make a better pattern here? I probably could, but my brain does not want to think of that right now, so I think this should be enough. Because hoglins need 2x2 for spawning, and if I place the carpets like this, there won't be any spawning spaces for the hoglin, and I should only get piglins and zombified piglins. Unfortunately, I don't think I can remove the zombified piglins without also removing the piglins. So, well, but the zombified piglins should be easy to get rid of. If I was doing this as a proper farm, I would probably add some turtle eggs for the zombified piglins to run to and fall down somewhere and die. But now we're only doing a temporary farm, so that's probably not necessary. Right, I only see piglins, so let's wait a while, see maybe more spawn, because I need many more than 2. Come on, piglins. I'll just name tag the ones I want to keep and get rid of all the others. I don't want the ones with crossbows because they're annoying. Oh, come on. That's it. And I, of course, don't want the babies because the babies are not trading. And you, I want to keep you. So, Bob number 1. Okay, let's see if we can get a Bob number 2 and 3 and so on. Alright, let's try to pick one of these up and see what happens. I've got one of the Bobs. Now he should be going to here. It's a test minecart that showed up here. And what should happen now, hopefully, is that he goes in there and he didn't fall in. Is it because he has aggro on me or something like that? Oh, this worked perfectly in testing. Why doesn't it work perfectly here? I will just punch him and he fell down. So this activator rail is supposed to kick them out onto this block. And then the string gets disturbed, the observer reacts, and this piston pulls the block back so he falls down. And then when he falls down, the observer reacts to the string, having the piglin removed, and puts the block back. And this worked like 50 times in testing, so I wonder why it didn't work on the first try here. Oh well. Debugging. Fun. Let's do that. So, I only need to stand here. He will stand on that block where he needs to stand, and the minecart will just pick him up. So, at least this bit works. Now I just need to see... Actually, let me try to be a little bit further away. Maybe it's just his aggro on me that is causing the issues. So if I'm a little bit further away, we can track him. Yep, perfect. So this one worked perfectly. Well, yeah, it turns out that it wasn't just aggro on me. Something is going on with them in survival, because in creative, I'm not joking, 50 in a row worked just perfectly, and some of these didn't. Fortunately, this is number 18. This is the third failure, I think. I just need to punch him, and it's fine. So it's not a big deal. And this is... oh, let me not lie. This was number 18. I'm only updating this when I'm going AFK. So I just need 2 more to have 20. Theoretically, the farm can fit 24 of them, but let's go for 20 for now. It's too fast anyway. I will not be able to produce gold fast enough for this farm to consume it anyway, so should be good enough. There is zombified piglins I can see. And I also realized that I can just fly away and make things despawn. That's faster than killing it. Okay, I will get rockets down here. That is very unfortunate. And I had a Ghast just spawn on my shulker boxes, which is great! I'm gonna keep the fires after Ghasts. I have decided that my nether roof is gonna be lit up by fires from my mistakes. No, he didn't spawn on the beacon. The beacon is spawn-proof. I saw him spawn here, probably. Why do I have the shulker boxes down? I don't actually need to have the shulker boxes down, so let's fix that, because I don't want another Ghast accident. Clean up your messes in the nether and anywhere else you want to have things spawn-proof. That's the lesson of today. Right, we are up at 18, 19, no, 18. I just put 1 and the sign says 17, so yeah. There we go. Oh, 4 have spawned. And we have 20 dudes in here. I'll just update the sign in case I forget, because it's good to remember, but it's better to write it down. 20. The farm is populated. I have fixed up the item filters. I actually have little markings here. The only items where I use 2 filters for 1 channel or 1 shulker box loaders is blackstone, because this generates, I think with 20 dudes, it is somewhere between 12 and 14,000 blackstone per hour. And the same thing with gravel. Gravel is also more than 9,000. Everything else is slightly below 9,000. It's not perfect because the filters are not picking the items up fast enough, and that happens when, for example, 2 or 3 of them drop blackstone at the same time, which can happen. Then the filters will overflow temporarily and the blackstone will end up at the end. And at the end, yes, we destroy the items. There should be lava in here, and this dropper will shoot items into lava. I haven't put the lava in, but it's gonna be there in a second. And I'm fine with that. The losses I've seen in testing were about maybe 5%, so it can be improved. And one possible solution for that is to make these into double speed filters that would just push the items into hoppers lower down, and that would probably leave us enough space. I might do that improvement a little bit later, just after some testing. But for now, let's get this running. I think the farm is ready for proper testing, and I was about to say that I have put in some gold, but I think the gold already went into the dropper, but I can add more. Why not? Let's add a lot of gold. They get angry at me when I'm opening shulker boxes. Hey, it's my shulker box, go away, piglins. It's a funny noise. Anyway, so the gold is in. I am missing 1 observer, and that is on purpose because I didn't want this thing to run. Unfortunately, this farm still has 1 bug that I haven't been able to solve on time because, well, I'm trying to get these episodes out to you in time, And sometimes that means not really completing a project, and this project is definitely not complete. There are a few things I still need to change and that I probably should have taken care of in creative, but we have time constraints. I have my own deadlines for when I want to put these episodes out, so sometimes a mechanism does not get finished. And I want to, by the way, since I'm here, I want to say a lot of thanks to the people from my Discord who are on our creative server. Yes, the Discord server has a creative server now. It just started, so there aren't that many projects, but this thing, by the way, I've designed there and I had some help from some people. We did a little bit of brainstorming and trying to figure out ways to get my gold dispensing mechanism to actually stop when I run out of gold, because right now it doesn't. It is impossible to turn off. That's why it's missing an observer right now, because, well, yeah, removing that observer is the only way I can stop it. So there is just one missing observer right here. And there we go. The machine is on. So, what's going on here? We have a dropper with gold down here. The dropper shoots the gold into glass blocks, but since the glass blocks are surrounded by other full-size blocks on all sides, and one of these full-size blocks, by the way, is the backside of this piston, this is very important, then float up through the blocks above them until they reach the first block that contains air, which is the block with this pressure plate. This is close enough to the piglins that they can pick up any gold ingot that is in here on this pressure plate, which means that when there are things on the pressure plate, the clock stops, and when all the things have been removed from the pressure plate, the clock restarts. It's not perfect because sometimes the piglins don't have enough gold to pick up, but it's close enough. It's within 90% of maximum efficiency. The trapdoors here prevent the items that the piglins are throwing out from landing on the pressure plate and stopping the mechanism. Instead, the items land on this piston feed tape. Yes, we are building a piston feed tape again. And it is alternating soul sand and glass. And soul sand because it is slightly lower than the glass, which means you can see that the glass is pushing the items around, and the piston feed tape moves over normal item filters, which pick up the items. Yeah, that's basically it. The first filter is for gold, because unfortunately the mechanism is not perfect right now. I know how to fix it, but I haven't had time to do it here. I already fixed it in my creative world. And the reason is that if the block next to this item elevator is a soul sand block, then the gold can actually float into the soul sand. It actually prefers to go into the soul sand rather than up. Most of the time it will get picked up by the piglins, so it's fine, but some of those gold ingots leak out, and I catch them with this filter, and it just feeds back into the dropper. That is good enough. The next version I'm already working on doesn't have this problem because the dropper is in a different place, but that actually makes the gold loading a little bit more awkward. Of course, this gold loading is also very awkward. This is not how it's supposed to be. I need to have some, I don't know, some loading system down here, I guess, with an item elevator or something like that. But like I said, sometimes I have to not completely finish these farms just so I can have an episode out on time. Well, I would say sorry about that, but I'm not sorry that I'm actually, publishing videos more often than once a month, because I could spend a month optimizing this, because there are so many things that can be improved. But it's pretty much 90% efficient, and that's good enough for me for now. It will get better. They will eat through the gold ridiculously fast, and I'm not even sure if the dropper is feeding them the gold fast enough. I think we're good, because the clock is a 4-game tick clock, and I calculated that 24 piglins would need a 5-game tick clock, so I think a 4-game tick clock is enough for 30 piglins. Don't quote me on that. Math is, like we've seen, maybe not always my primary focus, even though it should be. but I think this clock should be enough for 30 piglins, and we can't fit 30 piglins there anyway because I cannot put any anti-cramming vines anywhere. Because, you see, like, there is trapdoors and the piston feed tape. So 24 is a maximum. And once again, don't quote me on that, because I keep always forgetting what the cramming limit is. Is it 20, 22, 25, 24? I think it's 24, but I've been wrong before. So that's how it works. Another piston feed tape farm. And it works great. 14,000 blackstone per hour. Of course, I will not have a gold farm that can feed this fast enough anyway. But for now, we can enjoy a very fast farm. And unfortunately, like I said, it doesn't turn itself off. And that is a big bug, which I don't like about my farms. I don't like to have switches. I just want to feed it gold and have it turn itself on and off automatically. But that is not always possible. Wait a minute, this should be very easy to turn off. And it works. And now it's spawn-proof. Awesome. But that's all we're gonna have time for today. I will be streaming from this world again, the same day this episode comes out. It will be at 8 o'clock in the evening, Central European Time, 7 o'clock in the evening UTC. It will be on twitch.tv/Borkaland_live. And if you're wondering, yes, there is a link to the Discord in the description of this video. I'll hope to see you during the stream, and if not, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a good bartering. Bye!